Hi there. Today I want to talk to you about how you hire a strike security company and what's involved in that decision. I'm Rob Relieder. I'm president and founder of Western Protection Alliance here in Vancouver. And today I wanted to talk about something that's really critical for when you're facing a potential strike or lockout. And I wanted to talk about the different criteria that go into a decision that you'd make to hire a strike security company. So number one is you have to check their CV. What's their project tenure and what is their project scope with regards to the areas across Canada potentially that they've done strikes or lockouts? So how many projects they've done? Where have they done them? What are the jurisdictions or provinces and areas that they've done them? And it takes a bit of due diligence to do that. And you can find that out by asking the potential vendor to provide those information. You can check references and what those references say about them. Also about them as people. How are they to deal with under pressure situations? You're going to be facing a potential crisis, and there's a lot of chaotic things, a lot of chaos that labor disputes, strikes and lockouts bring. So you want to make sure that you're in line personality-wise with those individuals as well, and what they bring to the picture when it comes to what's their success in garnering injunctive relief. What is their industry focus? Have they done the industry that you're in, for example? Have they done a lot of that pre-strike planning work? And how is that compared to their field work and their implementing those planning decisions? So all those are important things to check in that company's CV. And that's number one. Number two is the scope of work. So what is that strike security company that you're looking at? What's their capabilities like? What's your scope of work? What do you intend to ask that strike security company to do? Is it provide strike security, injunctive relief, executive protection for your management team and or their families? Is it providing replacement workers? Do you need multiple vendors? Does this vendor have the capacity, again, that proven scope of work or proven background to be able to do those things? Or do you need multiple vendors? Ideally, it's one, but you can certainly carve out that scope of work and make it multiple vendors if that's what you choose to do. And hopefully, and most importantly, are your goals aligned, yourself and the vendor? You're facing a dispute. Again, there's a lot of chaos. Does your goal align with theirs? Do they share that same strategy, same tactical implementation of that strategy? So that's number two, is scope of work. Number three is, what is that vendor's strike strategy? What is their strategy when it comes to undertaking a labor dispute? Do they seek first to garner injunctive relief via video cameras to tampen down the emotions of the picket line and to provide that evidence to garner that injunctive relief to form that first step in your labor dispute journey? So does it align? Back in the old days, are they offering big bodies to physically move people across a picket line? Those days are gone, and that's something to caution clients or potential clients that when you're seeking out a strike security vendor, you shouldn't be looking for confrontation. The weapon of the picket line is the video camera and video evidence. So the days of pushing people across a picket line and moving people physically, those days are long gone, and the courts and or the police will not judge you favorably for those. So that's number three, is what is their strike security? Number four is, what is this vendor's project pipeline? And why is that an important question? So one of the questions that you need to ask them is, where do we fit in the project hopper for their projects across Canada? So is it coming up that you're going to potentially face a labor dispute, strike or a lockout the end of March? And they have multiple projects during that time or coming up to that time. And so their hopper is full, potentially. So those are questions that you need to ask your strike vendor or strike security company that you're interviewing. So that's important. And that's really important when it comes to the time and resources they have to devote to you. Not just manpower, but the mind and management, because that's what you're buying as well. You're buying that labor dispute expertise, that science science or art that helps you as a client weather that storm, that labor dispute storm. So that's super important that they have that mind in management and kind of go the extra mile to help you weather that labor dispute. And then lastly is evidence collection. So what's their experience in collecting evidence and how do they go about it? And again, this speaks to their strike strategy. So when you're collecting evidence, do they like the video camera? Do they do still shots, or do they like to utilize drone footage and that sort of thing? Do they rely on CCTV footage? Those are all questions that are very important when it comes to the execution of evidence gathering and how it's viewed in the courts, civilly and criminally. So when it comes to the evidence, how are their personnel in testifying or talking about that evidence when it comes to reports and affidavits? Are they themselves or their staff, can they be trusted as expert witnesses when it comes to the chain of evidence, the continuity of evidence for that video and still camera that they're taking? So those are important questions, and that's the evidence collection. And then how do they work with your law firm? Your lawyers are going to be the ones that are assembling that evidence to garner that injunctive relief for garnering court injunctions and following that evolution in your dispute. So you want to make sure that your strike security vendor has that experience to both collect evidence and to work with the labor lawyers to be able to present that effectively to garner that injunctive relief. So hopefully those are some tools that you can use to properly hire a strike security vendor. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. It's releder@westernalliance.ca, and my telephone number is 604-880-0645. Thank you.